You're about to learn 10 psychological tricks that make people respect you instantly. And none of them require you to act fake, change who you are, or pretend to be someone you're not. They work because they interact directly with the brain's ancient social circuitry, the same system humans have used for tens of thousands of years to assess dominance, safety, authenticity, and leadership. Most people go through life unknowingly sending signals that lower their perceived status. But once you understand these mechanisms, you can flip them in your favor effortlessly. And the moment you do, the way people react to you changes so fast it's almost uncomfortable. Respect isn't given, it's triggered. So, let's begin. The first trick is the principle of controlled presence. Most people try to gain respect by talking more, explaining more, filling silence with noise. The brain interprets this as insecurity. High-status individuals do the opposite. They occupy space calmly. They speak slower. They do not rush to fill silence. Presence is not about dominating a room. It's about calibrating your energy so people feel your stability before you say a single word. When you enter a space, pause for 2 seconds. Adjust your shoulders. Exhale slowly. Your nervous system downshifts into calm authority, and everyone around you subconsciously mirrors that state. Respect rises automatically. The second trick is the 4-second social lock. Every time you greet someone, maintain eye contact exactly for seconds longer than feels natural. Then let go with a small, controlled micro smile. This creates a neurological imprint that signals emotional mastery and confidence. 3 seconds is polite. 5 seconds is threatening. 4 seconds is the perfect psychological sweet spot, long enough to show power, short enough to remain socially smooth. People remember you as someone with presence, gravity, and intent. The next trick is the rule of deliberate brevity. When people ask you a question, answer with fewer words than they expect. Not because you're being cold or withholding, but because concise communication signals cognitive sharpness and high social value. The brain associates verbal efficiency with competence. Long explanations signal insecurity. Strong individuals speak in clean lines, not paragraphs. When you speak less, people listen more closely. They lean in. They give you more space. Brevity forces respect. Another powerful trick is environmental stillness. Most people move to much fidgeting, adjusting clothes, tapping fingers, shifting weight, playing with objects. These micro movements signal anxiety. The brain interprets them as instability. So practice the art of physical stillness. When you talk, keep your body quiet and intentional. When you listen, keep your posture open and unreactive. When you're thinking, pause rather than fidget. Stillness is not empty. It's magnetic. It creates a gravitational pull that makes people unconsciously view you as grounded and trustworthy. The next trick is the dominance of delayed reactions. When something surprising, uncomfortable, or intense happens, most people react instantly. They laugh instantly. They answer instantly. They defend themselves instantly. But high-respect individuals don't. They take a moment. They allow silence to stretch. They absorb stimuli instead of being controlled by it. That small delay communicates emotional control, deep processing, and confidence. It signals that nothing can knock you off center. People respect those who respond, not those who react. Another deeply effective trick is selective curiosity. Instead of trying to appear interesting, make other people feel interesting, but do it sparingly and with precision. Ask one highly targeted question that shows you notice something others missed. A small detail, a contradiction, a pattern. This triggers the brain's admiration circuits. Because you demonstrate social intelligence and depth, people feel seen, evaluated, and understood, which creates both respect and intrigue. Curiosity is power when used with intention. Next is the calibration of vocal weight. Respect rises dramatically when your voice carries a slow, steady, grounded cadence. Reduce your average speaking speed by 10%. Lower your tone by 1 level, and allow micro-pauses at the end of each key idea. This rhythm signals internal stability and cognitive authority. People subconsciously assume you know more, understand more, and think more clearly than they do. Your voice becomes a psychological anchor in the conversation, and they begin following your pace rather than imposing theirs. Another trick that reshapes social perception is value non-reactivity. When someone tries to impress you, brag, tease you, or test you, do not rush to validate or defend. Simply acknowledge with a calm micro-expression or a single-word response. This signals that your self-worth is internal rather than dependent on external approval. Humans instinctively respect those whose emotional baseline cannot be easily altered. Non-reactivity does not mean being cold. It means being centered, and centered individuals command attention. The next trick is social mirroring minimalism. Everyone knows about mirroring, matching someone's energy, tone, or posture, but most people overdo it, and it becomes obvious. The advanced version is to mirror only one micro-behavior, either their rhythm, their emotional intensity, or their head movement pattern. This creates a deep subconscious familiarity without appearing fake or performative. It also signals high emotional intelligence, which dramatically increases respect. Strategic mirroring is connection without submission. And the final trick is the respect anchoring statement. Once per conversation, after someone shares something important, you summarize their idea in one sentence that is clearer, calmer, and better structured than the way they said it. This is not showing off. This is demonstrating integrative intelligence, the ability to hold ideas, refine them, and return them sharper. People instinctively follow those who bring order to information. When you transform someone's raw thoughts into a clean, structured insight, you rise instantly in their social hierarchy. They associate you with clarity, leadership, and mental strength. Now that you've absorbed these 10 psychological tricks, something interesting will happen. Over the next few hours, you'll start noticing the small behavioral details that most people overlook: the rushed speech, the unnecessary explanations, the fidgeting, the instant reactions, the lack of controlled presence, and you'll realize you're already operating differently. You're slower, sharper, calmer, heavier in the room. Your presence becomes a message. Your silence becomes a tool. Your sight, and people feel the difference instantly, even if they can't explain why. Every day, you can choose to broadcast insecurity or command respect. You now have the tools to do the latter. Use them deliberately. Test them. Refine them. Watch how people shift around you. Respect isn't earned over months. It is created in seconds by those who understand human psychology. And starting today, you're one of them.